Hey YouTubers, and thank you for tuning into today's toy review. To be quite obviously honest, as I'm making this video, I had a 2-day, break day because I was just busy doing water toys. Nothing has been made on Thursday, which is the day I've been making this video though, but although there's no toys being made on Thursday, let's just go ahead and grab the webcam because we're going to be taking a look at 5 different water-themed toys, and I've got the toy train layout pretty much at a distance, so this should be easy without any interruptions. Of course, the train's on the background with the whole layout. Of course, this should be fairly nice because you don't want that train to get, into a bit of an interruption or a major interruption of making videos on YouTube as it goes by. But there we have is just 5 flip-flop origami toys, water-themed toys, but also one which is pretty much an imposter, and one of them is not really a penguin couple themed toy, and funnily enough, it's quite surprising. I've actually just made about 4 penguin couple toys, and I think that is very, very unusually high, and I'm thinking to myself, wow, making this amount of, this amount of toys is pretty much fairly unusual than what I would actually expect. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the toys. I'm going to keep the whole toy review as it is though, so even if I make mistakes in this toy review, much of the whole video, in fact most parts of the video, will be on that section there, as where my hand is, right in front of camera. Okay, so hopefully this should perform well. But yes, let's go ahead and take a look at what product should I start with. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at 2 Speedboat products, which often involve penguins. Obviously there's 2 of them. We have one which costs about, £3.50. I'm not sure if you can see that one clearly, but I'll point it to where my finger is. There's the price, £3.50. I'm not going to grab the camera here because I know that my camera's going to play up here. But it does cost about £3.50. It's a flip-flop origami penguin cop world basic friendship speedboat cruising rod 5-pack. And there, of course, is just the back of the packaging. It looks pretty nice. It looks very Club Penguin-esque. And look at that speedboat whoosh. Look at that. It's like it's squirting water overall as it's speeding along. I mean, I do hear that speedboats can travel up to 170 miles per hour, which is pretty much ludicrously, fast, if you can think of it, of course. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. It's got a simplistic set. There's no special bits being added to the set. It's just a very basic boat set there. This is what you get. There's a speedboat there. And what you get are some penguins. You get a blue one. I'm just checking if this penguin has got, full details. Okay, so it's quite a nice looking product. I mean, it's not the best of all products being, lavishly designed, but it still works. It's pretty nice actually. We'll let them sit over here, I think. And then we've also got a purple penguin. Okay, it looks fairly nice. He or she looks nice. Pretty amazing, of course, as you can think of it actually. And my skin is actually quite dry as I'm making this video though, so in order to prevent my skin desiccating, I've actually got that Dermal 500 lotion with me, so I'm just going to squirt it and just also pretty much, okay, I've just rubbed it onto my foot here because my foot is drying, but I don't want to show my feet though, because obviously, well, not all body parts can be, pretty much shown in my videos and whatnot though, but I am there to pretty much, applied to the fact that I'm actually a human, obviously, like all people are on YouTube. Okay, so we just put that purple penguin onto the speedboat and just plonk it like so. But what I think is the cap of the rank is, of course, this orange penguin here. I'm pretty sure he might sit at the middle though, but he is definitely the person controlling the boat. And if I look at the back of the packaging, that same guy there is also wearing a freaking yellow cap. I might have to pretty much look at it very carefully, of course. I mean, it is just an envelope though. It does look like a yellow cap. And if I pretty much give this penguin a good wear, You can also wear it backwards, which is pretty realistic, obviously. There's nothing quite unrealistic of having a backwards-sided cap. And I suppose that this penguin is off for a bit of a drive on the speedboat. And let's give it a spin. Oh, yeah. Okay, if I was pretty much daft, I would have made sound effects like this. Okay, that was 5-pack. The basic Friendship Speedboat Cruising Ride 5-pack. Noticing that this video hasn't got any jump cuts, so yeah, not sure how this video goes. So let's just hope it's not one of those grotesque, rough and ready type videos on YouTube, because obviously they're getting quite frequent, and yes, society makes it quite toxic whenever I make videos like that on YouTube, sadly these days. But anyways, let's take a look at our next flip-flap product. Of course, it is another flip-flap Origami penguin cardboard toy, but this one here has got more speedboats, and this one here is called the Basic Racing Speedboat Penguins in Team Colours 12-pack, and it costs about £16. Crikey, that is bloody expensive, thinking about that one, eh? Man, I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm not going to lift the camera up there because I know that the wires on the webcam from Logitech is starting to deteriorate, so I don't want to damage the camera here, eh, by just, you know, being too rough, and also too, I would just say, eligible about that one, eh? There you go, there's the back of the packaging here, eh? I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a very cranky looking purple penguin, desperately looking forward to win. There you go, there's also a great penguin here as well, included in here too. Lovely background artwork as well. Let's go ahead and unpack this. And actually, as I'm making this video here, this product was the one that was actually having so much trouble, as I was actually, you know, having so many attempts to make the penguins, you know, super detailed. But unfortunately, not all of the penguins have been detailed correctly, nor so the boats. Okay, so here's the, you know, the green penguin. The green penguin looks fairly nice. The detailing on these toys are quite nice, actually. There, I mean, but not all of it is perfect. As always, as per usual with flip-flap toys, you can sometimes have lavishly, nicely detailed toys, while on the other hand, you can have like overly painted, if not sloppy, or lessly detailed flip-flap toys, which is pretty much the negative side. But negative things can be quite positive, and so do mistakes, and also things that eat crow. That's the idiom I often get there, hey? Pretty much a nice looking detailed penguin toy. In fact, one thing about this set is that you get like 8 different colours of penguins, which is fairly, you know, the nicest thing about this set, you know, is that variation. You get like 8 different colours of penguins. This is a black one, as you can see. Yes, it looks pretty black, but not as fully black as I might expect, because, well, it's done via colouring pencil instead of felt tip pens, because I have to contend it to the fact that it's just a water toy. And if I was going to be detailing toys with Sharpie pens, and then pretty much categorizing on the fact that they're literally water toys, or 100% compatible with water, well, that makes it unfair, as it just deteriorates the whole, you know, model. But anyways, here is a purpley looking penguin, which sadly looks like he's gone a bit crinkly, because I had him on the dryer just to dry up his purple detailings, or her purple detailings, sounding quite a bit crinkly. Overall, you may have noticed this, but obviously on these types of models, they may have placed onto the heater for drying up, I suppose, and this penguin's just taken a dive, eh? That's a very naughty looking penguin. Actually, I might show you the purple penguin clearly, eh? Looks like he's showing teeth in such rage, because he's just so mad for the fact that he wants to win, while that great penguin is just becoming a bit of a mentor. Crockies. Okay, we'll sit that purple penguin here, and also going back to that penguin here, the purple one, when did penguins have teeth? Since when did penguins have teeth? I've got no idea. No idea indeed. Anyways, we'll take a look at the blue one next. Once again, it's just me pretty much showing you to the fact that it's not really the bestly detailed of all toys or components of the set, and it's just taking the diamond meter. please don't be that purple penguin again, please, or please don't like that penguin. You know, don't be like that purple penguin though to me, because you know it's best for you just to stand up for yourself. Yes, I'm trying to say, you know, good things about this model, like all the other penguins are. It's not really the bestly detailed of all toys. Obviously, for the fact that imagine a person who works at the toy factory, and obviously sometimes whenever you get like toys which aren't that right, like, you know, sometimes the flippers are a bit, you know, unsymmetrical, as you can see, or designed in a very different sort of design, or designed not quite right. It is what it is. Sometimes that utter sloppiness can be used as a future reference if mistakes are pretty much made. But yet again, the eye detailing looks so nicely detailed. I can't go wrong with this. Fancy that. I mean, the colouring pencils, they're not really that added perfectly, although I can see splodges and patches of yellow, you know, being splotted onto it though. I'm not sure if it's a real word though, or being splattered just a bit though. Just to make it look like it's being completely, well designed in a very rough and ready sort of, you know, fashion. Same thing with this red penguin here, and this one was probably, yes, it would have been watercoloured overall, but it is a new product, as you can see. I don't like the fact that it's just, you know, oversprayed. As you can see on the yellow feet and the white underside or rump and the yellow beak. You know, sometimes painting and, you know, model detailing, it can be quite sloppy. Oh, that was a very naughty red penguin. Naughty you! Don't ever pretty much whack the other penguin for me, please. But yeah, it's lucky I didn't capture that one on camera, eh? Sorry about that one, Red. Why am I thinking of Angry Birds at the moment, though? But yes, obviously, it looked fairly nicely detailed, but sometimes, oh, you can do like dominoes with those penguins. I didn't know that one, hey? With those toys, you can actually, how would you say it? Play with them dominoes. It's pretty nice. Let me just show you again. Ah, not really like dominoes. Oh, a bit like dominoes, but not fully like, you know, dominoes. But it's interesting, I suppose, eh? But, you know, sometimes the way a toy has been detailed, or components of a toy that have been detailed, can easily be told by the stories and the shapes that pretty much, you know, it's pretty much the shapes of things to come, actually, really, eh? But yes, sometimes when a toy is, you know, lessly detailed, and sometimes when you're dealing with, you know, a terrible product, it's not only just a quality control, but also for money, costing, and profit. That's something about toys, you know, whenever you look at the costing of various lowly, you know, less detailed toys, it's pretty much what you buy, really. Often the lessly detailed toys, as a bit of a misconception actually, can be quite cheap compared to the most highly detailed products. Well, that's a misconception actually. Here's a yellow penguin. In fact, it is fully yellow, obviously. In fact, I might call this, I might probably call yellow penguins Pookies, or maybe I could call this one, maybe if that penguin was more feminine, I suppose. I know yellow's a masculine colour, because it's, you know, it's pretty much my favourite colour, but it's also a colour that I often associate with females, because, you know, I've actually got like a, you know, a person called Pearl. I actually like the name Pearl for a yellow penguin. It suits that one real well. And last but not least is a grey penguin. Overall, if I grab a black penguin, you can see that the colours are overall a bit different. That there on the foreground here is actually darker than the one on the background. And I'm being very careful on what I'm deciphering here. Yes, I did point to the grey penguin by accident at first glance, but luckily enough, he's still a grey looking holy grail penguin. He's the holy grey of all penguins. Sorry for the pun. But anyways, let's take a look at the boats, because we've actually got like 4 boats. This is very similar to the other product, the one I did on the 5-pack, but unfortunately this one here has got a bit of a damaged sort of rear end, which is a bit disappointing. Overall, when the toy is broken, it's best pretty much being waiting for you know, maybe a new batch. Maybe I should make another one of these, but this time make it a bit more properly done instead of, you know, just to look like if it was being broken on in packaging. That's a poor show. I mean, it's nicely detailed on the inside, but it's just a poorly designed sort of, you know, rear end though. I just think that's one of the worst aspects about this toy. But anyways, I might try and fit in the penguins onto their boat. So I tell you what, the boats actually do respect to the colours. You know, the way the boats have been coloured in and detailed, it also represents the colours of the penguins. So I might put a red one and a black one. I nearly said blue, didn't I? Well, red and black sort of go together actually, because, you know, black and red go really well together, especially with the boat colours. Maybe it's not. I could have added, probably placed grey on it though, but nope. Just gonna ignore it, eh? Next one here. Oh, look at that! I've actually made like 4 different speedboats, racing speedboats. Man, oh man! If only if I could make speedboats. This is amazing. Look at that. It's a pretty, you know, amazing and cool looking speedboat. As you can see, it looks like a penguin sort of symbol here. It looks like a very sort of, you know, futuristic and sort of, it's like a car logo, if you ask me. Or maybe it's like, you know, the penguinified version of Red Bull. You know, why am I thinking about this design so well? It looks so cool. I love the design on this. It makes it so, you know, mean and menacing looking as well, though. I love it, obviously. Let me just add the purple penguin onto the front, and that grey penguin over there. Also, I love that front design. It looks like it's got like a Christmas tree at the front, but really it's just, you know, just to represent the whole mean and sort of, you know, pretty menacing look there indeed as well. I love the pretty fast aesthetics, if that's a good pun, eh? And next up here, oh yes, this one's quite interesting. It's like blue and pink. It's like a mashup between Sonic and Amy, or is it like boys and girls? You know, as in the gender colours. You know, the stereotypical gender colours. Let me just put the I might put the blue one at the back, like so. Actually, on the packaging, it's telling me it's got like a regular blue, but this one's actually a baby light blue, which is a bit strange, but a bit of an error, but nevertheless, looks cool. And we might put the pink penguin. I don't know if it's male, female, I don't know. Often I could definitely say that the pink ones tend to be female, but it's just a misconception. Because I know there's loads and loads of males who are actually starting to get into a bit of an interest into pink. Especially when they're connected into girly themed toys. Oh yeah, I love that detailing on the sides. Look, it's got like a heart sort of end on the front. There's the rear detailing. I would have put up some numbers at the back, but because of the fact it's just a toy, it's cheap and cheerful. And last but not least, ooh, it's a very Aussie themed coloured speedboat. It's got yellow and green. It's got a kangaroo as well. I love the symbolisation. It's got like, is that like a boomerang or the Sydney Opera House? I believe that's the Sydney Opera House, and that might be the boomerang. Although it's not really looking that Aboriginal-esque, and I've just pounded a penguin, which is just pretty diabolical. But let me just place those penguins in. Like so, let me just put the yellow one first. I'm calling it Pearl, because I know there's a person called Pearl and loves yellow. Pretty cool actually, I suppose. And you've also got this green penguin as well. That could go at the back. Speaking of the back, no detailing at the back there, but I like it, I love it. Even though for the fact that, well, the boats aren't really that detailed nicely on the inside, although it's just me saying it as an adult though, but I bet you what, it's actually quite nice to see those speedboats on the menu here, and I bet you what, they'll be becoming, you know, a bit of a new Penguin Club or Club Penguin fan, or returning Club Penguin fan, and I'm pretty sure they might probably see it as the best toy for 2022. I might do like, you know, various stuff as well later on as the year progresses. we're still in Gen 126, Generation 126. Hopefully by the 14th of March, I'll try and change the generation into 127, and then by July, I'll change it to 128, and hopefully by September, I'll change it into 129. Crikey, it's gonna take a while here, hey, but that's just me pretty much speaking to myself a bit like an adult in the way that I have to make toys and whatnot. But anyways, we just got the boat here as well. I mean, obviously, this was a toy that I would have never thought of making it super well right up to the end, but I did. I finally made it to the end. Anyways, let's just move on to something else. Very simplistically enough, this is a flip-up origami penguin cupboard basic Rockpool Seaside beach fishing. What's it called? Natural Aquatic. Actually, it's called Natural Aquatic and Treasury Critters 12 pack. Costs about £11, as you can see it there, and overall I can see some starfish, which looks pretty nice. Very, very good actually, eh? And at the back here of the packaging, it looks like, oh, we've got the same penguins, but this one's got more of a, is it like a baby blue sort of blue, or is it like normal blue? I can't really remember, eh? And you've also got a female yellow penguin, and it looks like Pearl in reality. I'll call it Pearl because I know it's the fact that, you know, it's just a female yellow penguin. Out they come. That's strange. The penguin appears to be male in this one, which is quite strange. I don't know why. But anyways, let's take a look at the crabs. First, they've got googly eyes. I've actually realised in the back of the packaging, didn't realise that the crabs have googly eyes, and there's a very nice artwork of the rock pools. Looks like a bit of a summertime sort of theme going on here, eh? I love the design. Love the googly eyes. Fancy that one, eh? Here's the other one. Mind you, these toys, they look brilliant in terms of the way they've been designed. I love them, I love them, I love them. And then you've also got the starfish. There's actually 3 of them here. Obviously there's, I can't remember what colours were there. There's an orange one, and there's also like, you know, a pink one. Maybe a reddish pink one, I can't really tell. It look bland, but it's nice actually. And you've also got some fish. You know, I've actually realised the YouTuber Chris Hendricks replied back to me that these fishies, the yellow fish, actually are pretty much based on koi or goldfish. I think it's either these 2 freshwater fishies, which does sound quite a bit strange though, but they're meant to be fish from the ocean, or fish from anywhere. It's just like a generic looking fish. But nevertheless, it looks pretty nice actually. But it looks a bit though, eh? Strangely enough, we've got like, you know, the same colours as the other previous sets. Yes, looks quite nice. So rock pool themed sort of toy, as you can see. Yes, it looks quite nice. Would have preferred if there were tools in the set here as well. It's just like, you know, these Christmas sets where you get like less penguins, but you get like more Christmas joy. Yes, looks fairly nice. I love the design, and I've just tackled a blue penguin. That's very cool of me, eh? Quite cool indeed, but in the way I often make flip-up toys, not bad indeed. And we've also got a black penguin as well. Actually, in the way it's been detailed, it's actually much better than what I did back then on the other product that I've just reviewed recently, and it's actually nicely detailed. I just can't fault the look of these guys. They look super cool. I don't think penguins eat crabs nor starfish, but they would normally eat fish. Suppose it's a bit of a rock pool sort of discovery set. Well, I suppose they won't be harming the fish population, I suppose, hey? But these guys, they look super cool. I love the crabs as well. They've got nice, cheap, googly eyes, just become quite cheerful and a bit kitty as well. Well suited to a wide range of audience flip-up toys, especially penguins. And I tell you what, the end is never nigh. Maybe it is, but bet you what, the Penguin Couple toys, I suppose, as we have started in 2022, it feels like since 2021, it feels like that this franchise is ready for some upsizing. And let's move on to this one here. It's a flip-up origami Penguin Couple Wintertime Fish and Duck Feeding Frenzy at former Campsite Pond 12-pack. Another flip-up Origami Penguin Clockwork toy. It costs about £9.99 or £10. And that is the back of the packaging, which looks like that. In fact, it's not too bad. As you can see, the penguins are pretty much feeding. There's actually two of them. There's a red one and a blue one. A little bit like Sonic and Knuckles. But yeah, let's just go ahead and take a look at what these ducks and penguins and fish are up to. It looks like they're giving the fish and the ducks some croissants. This is delicious. Lovely food. Bon appetit. Alright, without saying too French, eh? A bit more Frenchy, I suppose, eh? Well, obviously we've got a grey penguin. Yeah, it is grey. Don't get me wrong, it's not really black, it's just grey. As you can see, the tone's a lot more lighter than you would normally think of black. Okay, looks pretty nice. Although, it looks like this one's got a bit of... Is that blood? I can't really tell. That's a bit of a very weird weak spot on one of his flippers. Now, don't want to go ahead and talk about the bleeding flipper. But anyways, let's go ahead and take a look at the blue and the red penguin. I mean, these guys just look fairly nice. Bet you what, that whenever I do watercolors and whatnot, though, after I'm finished, I often put them on the heater to let them dry. And it's a very nice thing just to prevent the model from deteriorating and ripping at the same time, while pretty much adding detailing onto the model. As it's a nice looking blue penguin. Although, with that being said, it looks like he's missing a yellow foot. That's not a good look. I might have to add some yellow onto it. Crikey. I would have never thought I'd be re-detailing flip-up toys when they lose their detailings. That's just a poor show. That is just a poor show indeed. In fact, I don't think I've got time to pretty much, you know, basically to make it more perfect, because you know why? I better move on before, like, you know, as the day goes later and later and later. Oh man, this toy review could just become one of the most, you know, worst of all flip-up toy reviews I've been doing. Well, hopefully it's not going to be, because I finally got the yellow penguin to get, well, actually the blue penguin to get his foot coloured in yellow, actually. But anyways, let's just move the yellow pencil away, obviously. Let's take a look at the croissants. Lovely croissants, obviously. That's what a Frenchman would talk. Maybe I'm not being a bit French enough, eh? And sorry for my French. Bet there'll be loads of people who would be totally insulted in the way I sound French like this. But this is good. It tastes like poissons. Le poissons, I don't know. I believe poissons mean fish. I believe it sounds like poison, but it's poissons. And that's how French people say the word fish, I believe, eh? But it rhymes with croissants, actually. Looks very, very French looking, very nice actually, and delicious, obviously. But let's take a look at the fish. Yeah, looks pretty detailed, although I can see a bit of red. Looks like they've got blood, even though they're quite happy. But yeah, strangely enough, not as great as the other set though, with the rock pools and whatnot though, but looks nice. Yeah, it actually looks pretty much the same. I don't know. Let's take a look at the red penguin. Ooh, this one is less, I'll just say, bad there, as I can tell with the refinement of this penguin. The red one, of course, he's been coloured in nicely, of course, so I don't want to deteriorate him. Although, in fact, I just did. Look at that. I just wanted to make sure that the red is you know, visible, but sadly it's not true. Not true indeed. Looks like this penguin might be a leucistic red penguin, I suppose, eh? But nevertheless, looks pretty nice. I mean, overall red is quite a tricky colour to colour in if I was doing water toys, because, you know, I've got one of those pens, or pencils, which is actually quite good at doing watercolouring, but sadly it just leaves a trace of being quite sloppy and a bit oversprayed on the models, I suppose. But nevertheless, let's take a look at the ducks. I would have preferred them if they had losses in, you know, info on the bottom here, but They're just nice ducks. I mean, I just can't... Oh, I've just sneezed! Oh, that's not very nice. No, that wasn't very nice. I just sounded like an atanincompoop as I've been making this whole video on YouTube. I don't know if that's how French people speak. Like that. But, yeah. Overall, it's quite a nice looking duck. Going back to my normal reframed accent, which is the Australian one. As you can see, that's yellow. There's orange on the beak. I mean, it looks nice, cheap and cheerful as it sounds. I mean, as cheap and cheerful as it sounds. I mean, I wouldn't just pay it for, like, you know, I would just say it, under $10 though, but £10 is not too bad for a set, I suppose, eh? But, yeah, I mean, I just can't believe that this is actually not too bad for a set. Maybe I could do, like, you know, maybe another duck feeding set day, involving with penguins, I suppose, eh? But let's see how, you know, this toy range goes. Last but not least, let's take a look at this. It's a flip-up Origami British Wildlife Collection, Swimming Great Cormorant Flock 12-pack, £11.99. It's funny, as I'm making this video in January, we haven't actually had a lot of small birds. It feels like we're getting a lot more in the way of big birds, or medium-sized birds. Not many big, you know, small birds so far, I'm afraid. So sadly, there's no small birds at the moment, eh? You know, small bird, I would love to see the small birds returning, but sadly, as I'm making this video, we're actually getting a lot more big birds than small birds, which is very tricky to, you know, pretty much make there, I suppose, eh? Because I want to, you know, see all the big birds before they all fly northwards to their breeding grounds. Of course, it's January. Oh, there's one of my news here. There's my trousers here being exposed. It's a great cormorant, as you can see, that's the name, of course. And there's the other side of it here as well. I mean, I love the face, the detailing on these guys. They're just so brilliant, actually. I just can't, you know, pretty much have the, you know, the amount of qualms of being so high. They're just nice, actually. Obviously, in the way I actually created these cormorants, they're not too bad. Overall, they've got very nice detailings, especially on the wings. It looks fairly nice. I mean, yeah, looks fairly good, fairly cool and good. And overall, they're pretty much designed in the same manner. Obviously, they've got like black inside, once again with brown. I mean, in the way that these toys have been designed, I love their hooked beaks. Yeah, but yeah, I've got a funny feeling these toys, they look pretty nice. So, I've got a funny feeling that in the way that these toys have been detailed, it's so good. And I mean, the beak detailing looks properly hooked. Thanks to the way I've been looking at birds and stuff, it looks properly hooked. I mean, in previous models, they don't have the previous looking, you know, sharp-shaped, how would you say it, hooked beak. But there you go. They look a lot more realistic, I suppose, in my opinion. But maybe you have your own 5-say on this, but it looks totally nice. I think all of the birds have got the same Great Cormorant name. That's because of the fact, you know, they're called Great Cormorants. I think what I would like to see in this set, though, what I was going to be presuming on this set, is maybe see a variation of head plumages, because I want to see, like, the breeding plumage with, like, you know, black and white head detailings with courtship display, feathers on the head and whatnot. I would have preferred that, but sadly we can't have everything highly detailed these days, because, you know, toys are toys, and sometimes when toys are cheap and cheerful, it's not always that bad. There you go, there's a bit of a very weird, how to say it, iffy moment on the name, Great Cormorants. I mean, I would have made, you know, the name to be a lot more bigger though, but nope, quite small, I'm afraid. Sometimes the names are quite big, font-wise, but at the same time they can be quite small. Sometimes on these models, you may notice that there's a bit of a very weird, how would you say it, inaccuracy of shading and on how dark the black can be. Sometimes it's watercolor, sometimes it's regular, pencil. It just depends on what, sort of method I was using, actually. But yeah, obviously, it just depends on what I was doing, on how much time and how to spend making a toy which looks like this. In fact, looks quite good. Looks quite good indeed. I mean, I would love to see the breeding plumage or the courtship plumage cormorants on the heads, but no, thank you, no. But anyways, it's not that bad for a set. I believe they look like birds that have already been breeding ever since, the summer or after spring, and then that's the sort of plumage that they would normally use, for winter. Let's just say early to mid-winter, before, sometime in January or February, and then towards springtime, they'll have, white patches on the heads, I think. Well, there you go. I think that's about it in this whole flip up toy review. So, I know it's quite slow paced in this set, but it just helps me to make lavishly, nicely, precise, spoken videos on YouTube, because if I ever rushed on speaking quite fast on videos these days, well, that's not how I think a video is classified as a very good one. But anyways, please give this video a like if you really enjoyed it in this whole video, of course. Subscribe for more flip-up videos in the future. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and bye for now.